I am so happy you joined me today. I am Oba William King, the poetic storyteller. Today we're going to enter into the world of the myth. I got a myth that I can share with you. This is the myth about how wisdom made its way around the world. Now, the main character in our story today is Anansi. And boy, was he a character. Anansi spent most of his time trying to do just about as little as possible and get as much gain as he could from doing hardly anything. Everyone else was doing hard work and labor, but not Anansi. Anansi would find a way to trick folk out of their labor in order to gain the riches without lifting a finger. But Anansi was responsible for one thing: gathering wisdom. Anansi would go high and low, into the hills, into the palaces, into the small villages, out in the open desert. He would sail the 7 seas, gaining knowledge, collecting wisdom. Anansi weaved a little basket with that super strong web that he has. He weaved a basket that he could always put the wisdom that he gathered into that basket and tied it down with a lid. He put the lid on top of the basket and he'd go on to another place and collect some more wisdom. Here and there, high and low, up and down. He'd ask questions to every single being he met. He asked the gorilla, the giraffe, he asked the snake. He got information from absolutely everyone, even the 2-legged creatures, man himself. Anansi had all this wisdom, but he didn't want to share it with anyone. Anansi thought if he could capture all this wisdom and take all this wisdom and put it in a special place, then he would have the wisdom and everybody would have to come to him for the answers. Anansi saw a tall tree. He imagined himself being able to climb up that tree with his big old basket of wisdom and put his wisdom in that tree, and no one could ever get to it because no one would ever be able to climb up that high. Only Anansi could with all 8 of his legs. Anansi took that basket and wrapped it around his belly, and he began to try to climb up the tree. Now, the thing is, when you have a big basket on your belly, you can't quite wrap your arms around the tree the way you need to and get a good grip. He'd make it up just a little bitty ways before he'd go sliding right back down to the ground. Over and over, Anansi did this for just about a full day, trying to climb up that tree so he could put the wisdom up there and no one else could get to it. It would only be his wisdom. Anansi's little son, he watched him go up, up, just a little ways, slide down, and up, up, just a little ways, he'd slide down, and up, just a little ways, he'd slide down, and Anansi was so frustrated, didn't know what he was going to do. And that's when his little son spoke up. "Daddy." "What you want, boy? You see me over here working?" "Daddy, you trying to climb up the tree, but you got the big basket on your belly. If you take the basket and tie it to your back, your arms will be free, and you'll be able to grab hold to the tree and climb your way up just how you want to go." Anansi listened to his little son and thought to himself, you know what, that's not a bad idea. And he did. He took a web, wrapped it around his back, caught that basket, tied it up tight, went to his son, had his son put a bow, and he commenced to climbing up that tree. Anansi made it all the way to the very, very top of the tree. And as he was securing the basket way up there, up high, where no one else could get to it, just he thought for a moment, here I am. I've traveled all over the world, across the 7 seas, collected all the wisdom that you could possibly have. Here I am trying to put this wisdom away and hide it so only I could have it. And my little child doesn't know anything from anything. Came up with the best idea. I'm trying to hide wisdom. And there my son is, giving it away for free. Before Anansi made his way back down that tall tree, he decided to take the lid off that big old basket of wisdom. And as you know, the wind will blow. And here comes a nice strong breeze. Picked up all those pieces of wisdom, blew it around the rest of the earth. And people were able to gather wisdom as they grew. A whole bunch of that wisdom landed in the Nile River. As big as that Nile River is, it spread that wisdom around, and everyone who got themselves a drink of water was able to ingest a little bit of wisdom. Well, my friends, I appreciate you listening. That is the myth of how wisdom was spread around the world. Thank you very much. You guys have a good time. I am Oba William King, the poetic storyteller. I am so happy I had the opportunity to tell you a story today. Bye-bye now.